Hello and welcome to the first episode of Throw What You Know, brought to you by Mixed Bagger Disc Golf, bringing you used and new discs at reasonable prices, so be sure to check them out in the link below. My name is Kody Larson. I've been on Team Mixed Bagger for 1 year, and I'm going to show you guys what's in my bag today. So we're going to start out with my putting putters. I putt with the Omega 4s by Millennium. They were just released, and they're very similar to the Discmania P2 or the Innova Firefly. They just have a good overstable finish and don't go too far from the basket. So moving on to my throwing putters. Right now I've got 4 in the bag. My most understable is this DX AVR 3. This one I can pop out there on a good bit of hyzer and it's going to flip and turn. Next up would be my Omega Big Bead. I left this one out in the yard for a while, that's why it looks all gross, but it flies great. This one I can throw out there flat, and it's just going to go dead straight with a little fade at the end. Then my stable thrower is this S-Line P2. It's a bit of an older run, but the newer P2s are flying just like this one. This one I can throw out there with a little bit of flex, and it's going to come back every time. Lastly, I have the XT AVR X3. This one's pretty puddle topped, but this one I only throw forehand. I throw it kind of like how you would throw a zone. You just have to be a little more sensitive with the angle. So moving on to my mid-ranges, I carry 3 at the moment. My most understable is this Discmania C-Line MD2. This is from the USDGC run. These are kind of sought after, but this disc I can pop out there on hyzer, flips to flat, turns over. I like that one a lot. Then my straight disc is this DX Rancho Rock. This one still has a good bit of stability. I'm beating it in, but real dependable disc. And then my overstable thrower is a Champ Rancho Rock from the USDGC. This one, it holds up to the wind really well, but if it gets real windy, I'm not going to be throwing these discs. I have one utility disc at the moment. That is the Recon Moab from Hyzerbomb. It's very similar to the Viper or the Tachyon. This thing just stands up to any wind, backhand, forehand, super overstable, doesn't go too far, so I like that a lot. Moving on to fairways. Right now, for my understable shots, I'm throwing this Glow T-Bird 3. This one does not hold up well in a wind at all. This one is really nice in the woods. Put a good bit of hyzer on it and just throw some beautifully shaped shots. My overstable fairway is the Champion Eagle. This one, if I really get on it, can get it out there about 400 feet, but real dependable in the wind, and doesn't really want to move right or left. It just wants to go straight and then fade. Now for the headwind, I have 2 Quantum Dracos. This one I've had longer, so it's a little straighter. It's just kind of like a stable Thunderbird with a good reliable fade. And then this one is a new Draco, forehand, backhand, good dependable wind disc. Right now I've got 2 hybrid drivers in the bag. I have this Star Roadrunner that I throw pretty much only for rollers, and then I have this C-Line PD. If I ever just want to back down power wise and throw this instead of the Eagle, that's the only time I really throw it. So lastly, we have the distance drivers. Right now I've got 7 in the bag. My most understable is this Bottom Stamp Wraith. It's got a lot of dome on it. This is probably the furthest flying disc in my bag if I catch it right. Then I have one of these Halo Wraiths, and it is not understable. This is pretty much, it flies a lot like a Destroyer, just has a more comfortable rim. So I like that one a lot. For forehands, I primarily throw this 1.2 Scorpius, or 2.1 I should say. This one just pops up, goes straight. I don't have a ton of forehand power, so I need all the help I can get. Moving into the destroyers in my bag. The most understable is this Calvin Heimberg Tour Series destroyer. This is from the first release, so it's got that dome on it. These ones are money. They just pop up and glide. So I really like these a lot for max distance. If there's a headwind and I still need distance, I reach for this destroyer. It's a little bit flatter, but man, this thing is stable and it goes a good way. Then if I'm scared of a headwind, I throw this disc. This is a luster destroyer, and it's from a run about 2016. These things are just meat hooks. This one's beat in quite a bit, but it still fights back pretty hard. And then lastly, I have one C-Line PD2. This disc, max distance, headwind. If there's a little more wind that destroyer can't handle, I reach for this guy. The bag I'm carrying at the moment is the Upper Parks Rebel. It's pretty comfortable, honestly, next to a Pound. Pound being more comfortable, but this isn't bad. The only other thing I carry is climber's chalk. It's the only thing I've really found for this Florida heat to get your hands dry and grippy. And other than that, that's all that's in my bag. I don't use birdie bags anymore, just the chalk. So thank you guys for joining us in this episode of Throw What You Know. Be on the lookout for the next one coming soon. Hope you guys have a great day.